Today I went and stopped by for about 40 minutes and talked with one of our kids who's been struggling a lot and just been pretty isolated. And as a result, I mean, he's been pretty down and had some depression for sure. And he's just always active and positive and energetic and just doesn't really seem like himself. And he's a good student, but he's not doing his work now. So I went and we talked how to kind of help with some of this and how to kind of get back on track, especially with school, but also just how he's doing. So again, in-person check-ins have been really effective for us, and it's just something you can't replicate over the phone.
So Isaac is deaf, and he hasn't been able to communicate with his team ever since he joined. But this little story is more about his participation during our stay-home season and just how amazing it's been to see him still showing up to every single practice, which is just really awesome to see. And his smile really just makes, I think, everybody who's around him smile. So it's good to see his face on the camera all the time. So yeah, during kilo times, he is one to get kilos, I would say a good amount, but one Emily could tell he was most excited about was when Coach Emily gave him a kilo and signed his name for a kilo. And she just wanted to really make sure he knew that he was getting it. And like I said, he's always smiling, but this time for this kilo, when Emily signed his name, it was just a little bit different. And yeah, his smile kind of lit up the whole Zoom room.
So he had not been in Oakland for the last couple months, and he's still not in Oakland, and he hadn't been to any of the Zoom practices, but he and I had been communicating a lot, and finally today he came and he got to see his friends, and he was clearly happy to be there and to see everybody, and it's just really great to get somebody reconnected when they've kind of dropped off for a little while. It always feels good to get them back to the field, so that was a good success for us this week.
Yesterday, I worked with one of the girls on the U19 team to locate a virtual therapist. She's been having a really hard time with her family situation and the mental transition that she'll be going away to a college in a different state. The current situation definitely exacerbated the stress that was going on. And it was a really good conversation for us, too, because we were able to have a blunt conversation about sometimes hard to talk about mental health topics using this survey that we did together. And now she is matched with a counselor and able to move forward with that. So,
for the students who out-migrated, it hasn't been the case where they have the support that SWB is providing to our teams and students during this time. So they've kind of seen through social media and heard from their friends here in Baltimore still about what we're doing for our stay-home season. It's really awesome to just still continue to see them and know that we're still the people that they go to during times like this. And just for them to know that they still have a team and a family here in Baltimore, especially with a lot of their really close friends being still here.
Ended up chatting with him for about 15 minutes, and his dad was saying how grateful he is for everything that we're doing. And he also said that we have been a big moral support for them. And they actually just moved to the U.S. 8 months ago. And so he's been trying to navigate filing taxes and applying for unemployment while being a newly arrived immigrant to this country. He was very, very expressive of how grateful he is for our support and me reaching out and the boys having a community. And they are very excited for their first Zoom practice tomorrow. So it just feels good to know that even though we're program coordinators and soccer coaches and not on the front lines per se, it feels good to know that we're really making a difference for families.